Albion Online could be making an additional $500,000 a year if they just did one thing, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. But before we get into that, let's dig a little bit into about how much Albion makes, estimated. Of course, there's no way to really truly know. But what we have here is, this is called Gamealytic.com, and you can see that the top new games on Steam are Rhythm Doctor, Ashes of Creation, and so on and so forth. And this website tries to do a good job of also games that are outside of Steam. But, you know, let's look up Albion Online real quick and see what it says, how much they've made. All right, so gross revenue is about an average of $55 million. That's during the lifetime of the game's span from 2017. Well, this says 2018 here, but it did come out in 2017. So 2017 until now. Again, they could have made more than this. They might have made more. They might have made less, but this is just an estimate. $55.2 million. All right. So if we were to take, let's see, that would be 8 years. 55.2 million divided by 8 years. That means they make about 6.9 million. We'll round it up and say, on estimate, that they make about $7 million a year. Now, to be honest here, if they make $7 million a year, and again, they might make more, they might make less, and you increase it by 500 additional thousand a year, that's only a 7.14% increase in sales, which at the end of the day might not turn any heads. It might not be a big deal, but that would be technically enough to probably pay for the entirety of that Crucible event that completely bombed earlier in 2025, you know, when all the streamers came. I actually dug through Zizarin and Quinn's YouTube channels and Twitch streams. Not a single one of them has, like, made a dedicated Albion video talking about it. None of them have mentioned in their streams, as far as I can see, that, you know, they even enjoy or play the game. They literally got handed a big bag of money to play the game and be mildly interested in it on camera during streams, and that was it. After that, they went back to their other games. They haven't said a word. They haven't made any content. Why hasn't Zizarin made a video about the Galatine pair, the real-life swords that he won, showing those off? I don't see them anywhere. I searched the entire internet, Twitter, YouTube, etc., even Facebook. Yes, even Facebook, to see if any of these big sponsored mega streamers have done anything for the game after the event, and they haven't. And again, SBI, you know, Stillfront, Lurkit, whoever, they probably spent a lot of money bringing this all together. So I think it was a net negative, but I don't know the numbers. I don't have any proof, but it just feels that way, you know? But so making an additional $500,000 a year, you know, that could be someone's bonus. That could help clean up all the graffiti on the Sandbox Interactive offices in Berlin. There's a whole lot that 500K would do. It might improve the servers. Right now, the servers are absolutely garbage, disconnecting players. And when you ask support for help, they tell you to contact your ISP. Like, what? That's not our problem. That's your problem. But anyway, let's talk about now, how can they increase their sales by 500,000? And it's just one simple thing they have to do. It's not even like high effort or high energy. It's actually pretty much autopilot, if you ask me. Now, before I talk exactly about that, I just want to give you some random statistics about my YouTube. On average, if I make a video and that video gets around 3,000 views, which is pretty much on the low or average in for a random game that I may play or cover, and I have a link to a Steam game or, you know, some sort of link to purchase the game or stuff for the game, that link in that particular single video will generate about 40 sales of a $40 game. It'll generate more sales if the game is cheaper and less sales if the game is more expensive, of course. But in general, it will generate 40 sales for 3,000 views per video, which is pretty dang good. That means my audience trusts my word. If I tell them, hey, this is a good game, you should buy it, then they generally buy it without, you know, any kind of questions. Now, I've also checked other content creators in different sizes, and, you know, some are better salesmen, some aren't, and, you know, I don't do, like, sponsorships or anything. I just say, hey, I like this game, you know, you should play it, here's a link to the Steam page, whatever. But generally, this is about how much sales are granted to a game through clicking a link in one of my videos, in case you're curious. So let's do the math on that. So the math is pretty easy. 40 times 40 is 1,600. This means a 3,000 viewed video game YouTube video of mine that's like, hey, buy this game, buy this product, will generate for the person, not for me because I don't get a cut on any of that stuff, $1,600 in sales for a single video. So let's do more math. So as far as I can tell, the Albion made a content creator program as early as 2021, but it was late 2021, so I'll just round it up and say they did it in 2022, all right? So, as everyone knows that watches the channel, I'm not in the content creator program, okay? But let me show you a few things that those guys get. So you can see here, they get free premium, they get free giveaway codes, which almost none of them ever give away. A lot of the people are lazy in the content creator program. They don't do hardly any of this stuff. They host tournaments with rewards provided by SBI. I think I've seen someone do a donkey race once, and that's like it. I have not seen content creators hosting tournaments. Access to the dedicated Albion Creator Discord. Become an AOCP ambassador. Hey, you know, like fan can't. And I always, for a laugh, I always check his kill board. Look at him. He actually assisted on killing someone for 1.5 million. Good job, buddy. And he lost 4 million there. He lost 4 million there. Oh, he lost 7 million there. Oh, dude. Oh, man. You know, you've seen the channels. You've seen channels with like 2-digit views with 4 uploads get into it. It's really not hard to get into, unless you're me, of course. Then you're not allowed in it at all. Oh, and I love this line. Access to Twitch drops is open to everyone, asterisk. We reserve the right to decline or remove access to Twitch drops at our discretion. Now, what's funny is if you were to ask World Chat, General Chat, Reddit, if you were to ask anyone, hey, who is the most famous or most well-known Albion content creator, player, gamer, whoever, right? They might say, you know, like as far as players go, they might say some, you know, some of the top guild leaders, maybe like King Mojo or something back in the day. He hasn't played in years. And you might say, you know, a few Twitch streamer names. Sure, why not? Whatever, right? But the majority of people are going to say me. They're going to say Swole Benji. They're going to tell you Swole Benji as, you know, he is the most well-known player in the game. Outside of the game, if you were to ask MMORPG players, hey, can you name an Albion Online player? And they're like, even people that don't play the game, they're like, yeah, that Swole Benji guy used to play WoW, now he plays that. You know, oh, he used to play New World, now he plays that. And, hell, just, like, name your character Swole Benji in a video game, people will run up to you and be like, hey, I know you from Albion Online. Trust me, it happens every day with me in every game I've ever played. I am very, very well known. When you, again, whenever someone's complaining in the English chat, and they're not complaining about Mogdun, they're not complaining about Equart or Coco, they're talking about me. All right, I am the talk of the town. I have been for years. If you check SEO rankings in the term Albion Online, you'll see I'm the top Albion channel. Even though there are Spanish and Portuguese channels that are now currently pulling more views than me, that is just how the demographic has changed, and that's fine. No king rules forever. But one other thing, too, is that I happen to have more referrals in Albion Online than anyone else. I am the top referring person in the game as far as I am aware, allegedly. You know, I'm sure SBI can, you know, stretch or, you know, lie on the books and be like, no, it's actually this random dude here. Yeah, right. Sure, buddy. But, you know, I actually had so many referrals that I'm going to show you something. You see claim rewards, it says referral reward? Look, boom, 500 gold, right? I used to get like 11 of these a day. I used to get 11 of these every single day, right? That's a lot of gold, okay? You know what SBI did? After I started making videos showing that off, being like, oh, hey, guys, let me just claim my rewards. Like, look at them all. Look at all. This is all 500 gold rewards, right? And it just keeps going, and this isn't even the full list, okay? But, you know what they did after I started posting videos about that, gloating, you know, pounding my chest of how proud I was that I'm the top referral king? Well, they made it so that you only get the referral reward now if someone pays with real-life money. And this month, I've actually shown just about how much referrals. I have 3,000 gold worth of referrals in the month of December. I'm filming this on December 27th. It's about to be December 28th. And I'm probably not getting any more after that. But and while it still mostly pays for my premium, if I wanted premium, which I don't really ever get premium anyway, I went from getting 11 a day to 6 a month. So yeah, it hurts a little bit, but hey, I understand. Sandbox Interactive doesn't want me to be super wealthy. I'm already super wealthy. It's too late. And, I don't need more silver. I'm fine, whatever. If I need more silver, I'll just live stream and be like, hey, guys, give me silver. And then you guys will usually are very generous, and I do appreciate that. But what I'm trying to get at is I am the #1 guy that gets people to play this game from other games. World of Warcraft, New World, Lost Ark. I mean, come on, the list is endless. Even like Ark Raiders and stuff. I've gotten people to come over and play, right? So here's how Sandbox Interactive is losing $500,000 a year in sales. Let's do some more math. All right, we got more math on the screen. So from 2022, that's when the Albion Online Creator Program launched, till 2025, and wow, I actually put 2022 to 2022. There we go, it's fixed. All right, so that's 1,095 days. We're going to round this down to make math simple to 1,000 days. So if I make a 3,000 viewed video and it generates on average $1,600 in sales, well, 3,000 video views times 1,000 days is 3 million views. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you absolutely right freaking now, I get way more than 3 million views per year on Albion Online videos. Way more than that, okay? In total. And you may be thinking, but Swolebenji, your channel's dead. I looked at your video page, your front page, and you're only getting like 1,000 views a video. Blah, your dead channel. No, I'm not. My backlog pumps hard. I have videos that I have made years ago, videos that I've made months ago, that get thousands of views a day. And if I have over 1,000 Albion Online videos, then yes, the backlogs don't die, all right? Because I actually know what I'm doing on YouTube. I'm not Coco, I'm not eCourt, where I make a, PvP montage video, and then two weeks to 2 months later, the video is completely flatlined, and it never gets viewed ever again. That's not my style of content, okay? So, here's the thing, right? Do the math. You have 3K views per video, times 1,000 is, let's just assume 3 million views worth of me being a little shill, being a little happy-go-lucky wagey for Sandbox Interactive. I'm going to actually give you a performance act right now of what that would look like. We're going to put this little warning here on the screen. This is an act, and do not give Sandbox Interactive your money. All right, so 3, 2, 1, action. Let's start. Hey guys, it's Swolebenji, and I just wanted to tell you guys about a month of progress that I had. I have 2 days remaining on my premium, and you know what I've been doing with that premium? Well, I've been leveling my crop growing, and this part is being honest here. Okay, so in the month of December, I have leveled up Wheat Farmer to 100. I have potatoes to 100, corn to 100, pumpkins to 100, and Cabbage Farmer is at 99.99%. Look at that. As soon as I harvest one more cabbage crop, that will also be level 100. Now, I want to point out, I have 0 learning points. Do you want to know how many learning points that I needed to get this done within 30 days? Well, I needed around 4,000 learning points. That's how much I had saved up. And, yeah, they're all gone. But instead of having to play the game for 400 days without premium or 125 days with premium, I think, if my math is right, I'm not entirely sure on that. The math could be wrong on that. But all you have to do, oh boy, all you have to do is open the Albion Online store, and lo and behold, 4,000 learning points is $49.95. That's right. Let me show you how long without learning points that this would take. So, if it took me 28 days to max out 5 of these crop growing skills, well, learning points, for those that don't know, are an experience multiplier of 5. That means everything that you do and you're spending learning points will give you 5 times more experience points. And because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crop growing skills maxed out, this means that it would take me 28 days to max out 1 crop skill without learning points. Now, I don't know about you, but $50 isn't a lot of money, is it? It really is, okay? Don't listen to me. $50 That's like a video game. That's like taking your girlfriend out on a date, if you're on a cheap date. That's like going to the arcade for a few hours, if you go to a corporate arcade. That's like, well, a trip to the doctor's office, if you have insurance. So, $50 to save 5 times the amount of your time? Imagine, it would take you 5 entire months, 5 whole months, to level these crop growing skills all the way to 100, or with one easy payment of $50, you could get all 5 of them done in 1 month, and then you can actually have fun with your 4 other months. Or you could, buy another set of learning points. If you want to buy 10,000 learning points, you could learn all of the crops in maybe 2 months or so. It really depends on how much farmland you have. But yeah, guys, if you want to buy learning points right now, whenever you open the cash shop, and I'm opening the cash shop right now, okay? Don't ever open the cash shop. Don't do it. Trust me, don't do it. Hold on. I've actually never opened the cash shop. Give me a sec, guys. Okay. Guys, you can use content creator code Swolbenji is based and red-pilled. Okay, that doesn't actually fit. You can use my content creator code, boyos, and you can support your favorite content creator. Type in Swolbenji today when you make your... Why is there tax? Why is there tax? It's a virtual product. Stupid. Anyway. Oh, man. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here, and let me get the warning back up on the screen. Never give them your money. Is that content creators, the ones that are in the program, they get a 15% cut of those sales. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if I was happy-go-lucky positive mode, I'm pretty sure people would card swipe more than they currently do, at least the ones that watch me and my channel. And again, I'm getting millions of views here, and I'm actively telling you, don't buy, don't spend money, don't card swipe, right? But I'm gonna be honest here, and I'll show you some more math. All right, so if I was generating 500,000 in sales a year for Sandbox Interactive, and content creators, they get a 15% cut when you use their creator code. Now, not everyone would type in the code. Some people just buy whatever they want, and, oh yeah, I forgot that YouTuber told me to do it. All right, so I wouldn't technically get this much, but if everyone did, then I would be making $75,000 a year. All right. Yeah, that's a life-changing, insanely crazy amount of money. In my part of the world, people that make $75,000 are high-ranking electricians that run their own companies. That is like plumbers that have massive fleets of vans all over the city that's repairing stuff. That is people that are in very high upper echelons of management. That's people in investment firms and companies. That is people in big business doing big business in big corporate buildings in big cities kinds of money, okay? That is someone that works 3 full-time jobs getting, that require a college degree kind of money. In my part of the world, it's a lot of freaking money. It's a life-changing amount of money. But, that one time, in 2020 when I called the game master a janitor, or Janny for short, and then they perma muted me. Yeah, they don't want nothing to do with me. So they don't want 500K. Well, it's really, they're the ones losing out here, right? And the thing is, the amount of effort, as you can clearly see that I put into my Albion videos, is like 8 to 15 minutes of editing at most. And I just talk, and I just run around and use my recording software to generate the text or whatever. Imagine if I was doing this 12 to 19 hours a day, fully dedicated, getting paid a livable wage to do it. The content would be entirely different. We would have cutscenes and a whole bunch of stuff in real life. Let's go to the Sandbox Interactive and hang out with Robin Hinkies and eat a cheeseburger. He might be vegan. I don't know. He might be vegan, but eat a tofu sandwich then. Whatever. Give him a kiss on his forehead, slap him on his butt, and send him on his way. He might still be CEO in a different timeline where I'm actually a content creator for the game. You never know. By the way, I've been lowballing the amounts here, but here's the actual math. 3 million views, and again, I get way more than 3 million views, divided by 3,000, because that's how much you make for $1,600 in sales, would be 1,000. So 1,000 instances times 1,600 is 1.6 million in sales. And I said 500K because I'm just lowballing. I'm lowballing here, okay? Just to give you a reasonable number, a believable number, all right? So 1.6 million at a 15% commission is $240,000 a year, by the way. This is how much pilots and lawyers and surgeons make in my part of the world. Basically, the top professions in the world make this amount of money. And yeah, to what? Make videos. Hey guys, buy gold. Open the store right now and spend your money, baby. Woo! But you know what? Sandbox Interactive, it's okay. It's okay that you don't want $1.6 million in sales a year. It's okay that you don't, because that way you don't have to deal with me in your Discord server. You don't have to invite me onto like a war report on the Albion TV channel, with Lupac and them. You don't have to do that. It spares you the trouble, okay? And you know what else is not worth the 1.6 million? Putting my face in YouTube channel on your launcher and making me an Albion online content creator. I guess it's just not worth it, really. It's just not worth it, right? But instead, the viewers, they get the truth. Because here's the thing. SBI wants the game to die. They want the game to go under, get a very low player count so that they can shut the doors and retire. You see, because Sandbox Interactive, they sold the company. They sold their company to Stillfront for, it was like 20 or 60 million. I forget how many millions back in the day. And whenever you are sold to a company, well, that company isn't just going to replace everyone that worked there. They can't just retire. They have to keep working as long as the game is a live service game. So that means they are pretty much contractually, probably, maybe, allegedly forced to work for Stillfront until the death of the game. So if I truly wanted to make the employees of Sandbox Interactive have a bad life, I would be prepping and propping up the game as much as possible, forcing them to continue working even though they're millionaires waiting to retire and start families and live a life of leisure, rather than stressful days at the office dealing with support tickets about connectivity issues, radar hacking, and other forms of cheaters and cheating. But no. Instead of making that 1.6 million a year, Stillfront has its head up its ass. Stillfront, the company that owns all this slop, they're not gamers. They don't play the game. They don't watch the YouTubes or the Twitch of the game that they own. They're just big money bros in a big money area, and video games are just a money revenue generator for them. We're just a product to them. And at the end of the day, $1.6 million isn't a lot of money to them. And, they don't care. They just don't care, right? But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that, this is just a fun little video topic. Sandbox Interactive, Albion Online could be making an additional $500,000 a year. They could, absolutely. But they chose instead that they would rather have the peace and quiet and sound mind then I'm not in a content creator Discord with a content creator avatar with free premium and streaming on Twitch or whatever with alongside their other bozos. I guess that's where, I guess I'm such an insufferable YouTuber. I'm such an insufferable, annoying, crazed lunatic. If you ask Nazori, he says I'm a mental case. He says that I have problems and I'm banned from every game I've ever played. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I've never talked to the guy before. Never talked to Nazori. Never talked to him once. I guess it's worth $1.6 million a year to not have to put up with me. And I think that's funny. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share. I know that this has nothing to do with gameplay or anything. I know that this has nothing to do with making money or leveling up fast. And more videos to come, of course. I am currently playing a lot of Ashes of Creation. And I'm going to make another separate video about why you guys should come play Ashes of Creation. And no, it's not to make sales on Ashes. All I get is skins, and I don't care about skins. I don't care about skins. No, what I'm trying to talk about tell you guys is some of you may not have ever had this feeling in your life. You may have never experienced this as a gamer. You might not be old enough, but there comes a point in time where you play a game for so long and you're happy with the game. You enjoy the game, right? It's not entirely too boring. When a new game comes along that is just so good, a new game that comes along that is just so much, it's so refreshing, it's so fun, that it completely alienates and eliminates the desire to play anything else or anything you are currently playing. Let me tell you about a time that this happened in my life. Diablo 2. I was a young lad, and I was happy to play Diablo 2. Even before it came out, I was reading magazines. Back in the day, you read gaming magazines. You didn't really read the internet as much about the game. It had really cool concepts. You could PvP, you could get loot. It looked amazing. The graphics were really good for the time, and I couldn't wait to jump in and just tear ass in that game. And I did. Diablo 2 came out. I managed to get it. And I tried to make as many friends and connections as possible at school of people that played it, and no one did because video games weren't cool back then. At least in my part of the world, video games were like a nerd hobby. You get bullied if people found out you played video games. But, you know, by then I was rough and tough because I'm a trailer park boy, and so no one could really physically bully me. They could just verbally tease me and try to goad me into a fight. But I wasn't a hit first kind of guy. I was the one that would always claim self-defense if they hit me, you know. Anyway, it's a whole separate topic. What I'm trying to get at is I played Diablo 2 nonstop through the expansion for like 7 years straight. And the only thing that pulled me away from that game is a game called World of Warcraft. And I wasn't even hyped for World of Warcraft. I didn't even know what World of Warcraft was. I just know that a whole bunch of people were lining up at Best Buy to play World of Warcraft, and I knew that the people that made Diablo 2 were making a new game. I knew what Warcraft was. I played Warcraft 3. I played the hell out of StarCraft, Warcraft, all those games, right? So I knew the lore, and I'm like, oh, is it like Diablo? Is it like, it's better than Diablo, right? And I'm like, oh, I gotta give this game a try. And everyone I played Diablo 2 with, everyone was like, hey, we're gonna go spend a week or 2 weeks playing World of Warcraft. We're gonna try it out. And I jump into World of Warcraft, and it was just such a fun, amazing game. It was so good that I never went back to Diablo 2. I did not go back. And in Diablo 2, the way it works is if you don't log in for 90 days, your characters get deleted. You lose all of your stuff. And I was one of the wealthiest, richest characters on the US East server. I had characters that had world records. I was rank number 1 on one of the first level 99 characters in one of the I think it was season 2. So I had a lot of history and a lot of wealth in that game. And you know what happened? I found World of Warcraft, and I was having so much fun and so much good times with World of Warcraft that my Diablo 2 characters rotted away. They got deleted. I lost all of my stuff that I had accumulated over 7 years, and I didn't even care. Because, I had my fun with Diablo 2, and it was thousands and thousands of actual dollars worth of RMTable goods. Rare items that were bugged and could no longer exist. A chunk of the history of that game got deleted because I was just having too much fun with another game. And I know a lot of you have not encountered this feeling in your life yet because the game hasn't come along to pull you away from Albion. And look, this guy's saying swole, like in the in the chat. See, I tell you, they talk about me. I told you. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that a game has come along, and it's not even out yet. The game is not even out yet. It's still an alpha, and it's called Ashes of Creation. And it is giving me that same exact feeling that World of Warcraft gave me all those years ago to pull me away from Diablo. And let me tell you, back in the day, I played World of Warcraft also for a very long time, I think, from 2004 to 2012. So 8 years. I did 8 years in World of Warcraft. And you know what game came along to pull me away from World of Warcraft? It was just so good, so fun, and then I never wanted to go back. That game was League of Legends. And then you know what game pulled me away from League of Legends that I never wanted to go back? It was, hold on, I got my thoughts interrupted for a sec. It was ArcAge. ArcAge pulled me away from League of Legends, okay? And then ArcAge fumbled the ball and freaking died, and then I just focused on my real-life work and stopped playing video games. And then eventually I went back to World of Warcraft Classic, and then, you know what pulled me away from World of Warcraft Classic? Albion Online. Oh. But now it's time for Albion Online to go. I'm not quitting. And your gear doesn't rot. The cool thing about Albion is even if you don't log in for years, like these lads on my friends list, like Rose MMO here, hasn't logged in for 2 years, 6 months. He's playing Guild Wars 2. He's having fun in Guild Wars 2. Leave his ass alone. All right. His stuff is still there. His money's still there. His stuff isn't going anywhere, right? I still have my money, my wealth, all my levels. I've got all this stuff in stashes, all my islands. It's not decaying. It's not going to go away in 80, 90 days of not logging in or some bullshit like that, okay? It's all going to be here. All right. I'm still going to make videos because I kind of have to if I want to eat. I'm still going to be making members-only videos. I just want to let you guys know that, this game is cooked. The leadership don't care. We all know that the game's dying and sucks. But the fact of the matter is that, my content to this company is worth $1.6 million a year, and I'm just spitballing for the YouTube title. 500K is a more fun number to use. That's a more clickable number, right? 500K, 1.6 million, whatever number you want to throw out, it's in the hundreds of thousands. Also, all because they hate me. They have a grudge against me. They hate me. They won't let me in their content creator program. And if they ever did, I'm going to be all smiles. I'm going to, sign the NDA. I'm going to be happy-go-lucky. I'm going to work well with others and be nice. I'm not going to be like, oh, this update fucking blows ass. This update sucks. Blah. I'm going to be like, oh, Faction Warfare is wonderful now. It's all fixed. Come on, guys, log in. Let's play. Woo. And then I'm going to be blinking twice really hard and be like, help me. Get me out of here. Ah. Right? I'm going to be doing that to you guys. But anyway, I just want to make a fun little video. If you watched it to the end, let me know in the comments if you made it all the way through. And also, I'm doing a new thing now. At the end of my videos, I'm going to read the most recent comment just to incentivize you guys to freaking leave comments. All right, so most recent comment was from Nightblade58 that says, dude, you're amazing. I just don't get why not use daggers. And he commented that on an Ashes of Creation video. Well, I answered that question in the video that he's asking about, but I'll type an answer to him anyway because I'm being nice. I'm being nice for Ashes fans right now, right? Because that company is being nice to me finally after 4 years of ignoring me, but that's fine. They're being nice now, so that's all that matters. And, all is forgiven. Mwah, kiss on your forehead. Kiss on Robin Hinkey's forehead as well. Mwah. And with that said, guys, you gotta leave a comment. You gotta leave a like. Because all my haters, all my ops, as the kids say, as the Zoomers say, my ops, they'll be downvoting this video. Of course they will, right? And click the video on the right side of your screen. If you don't click the video on the right side of your screen, the next time you go out to do cardio, you're going to have half as much stamina, your lungs are going to be full of mucus, and you're not going to get a good workout in. That's just how it is. And if you don't work out, then you know what? You get off scot-free. One day you'll have to work out or do something exhausting, and then it's going to hit you. It's gonna sit as a debuff on your character page for years until you get off your ass and do something about it, okay? But, yeah, click that video so it doesn't happen to you.